everyone, welcome back. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and I thought we would take a little trip down memory lane and compile some of my favorite sets that we've done for Valentine's Day over the past 3 years, and I put them all in one video. And stay tuned, we definitely have more Valentine's Day new content coming over the next few weeks, but I just wanted to start out with a really fun little Valentine's Day marathon that you could put on in the background while you're doing your nails, get some inspo. But overall, we're going to start off with my first one right here, which is definitely my favorite. We're going to be using some really fun jelly polishes and layering some hearts. It's really fun. So this video consists of 12 sets. We're going to be playing with gels and dip powders. All right, so stay tuned for that brand new content coming, and I hope you enjoy today's Valentine's Day marathon. Welcome back. If you're still looking for that last minute simple Valentine's Day mani and have some jelly polishes laying around, grab your jelly polishes and we're going to create a really simple Valentine's Day mani with kind of like a peekaboo style kind of heart. Jelly polishes are so fun, and we're also going to use fluffy clouds. We're going to start today with Jelly Jam. Jelly Jam is super fun, and this color right here also definitely reminds me of grape jelly. I love jelly polishes. They're super fun. You can do a lot of different things with them. Not only are they great for like one color full coverage, but they're just super fun. All right, so you can see here we applied a layer of that jelly polish to the nail. While that's curing, we're going to get that fluffy clouds here ready. We're going to do some nail art with this, and we're going to use a dotting tool. I'm going to start off with the bigger ball on that dotting tool first to create some hearts, and I like to do hearts with the dotting tool. If you want to use a dotting tool and then use a nail art brush to like drag the sides down to create the heart, you can definitely do that as well. I just feel like for me personally, the dotting tool is way easier for me. I am also going to cure as we go I'm just going to flash it really quick for a quick 10 seconds. And then once we have all the hearts on there, I will go ahead and then cure for a full 30 seconds. I like to cure as I go or flash cure, I should say, because just in case you mess up, you can simply wipe away that heart that you messed up on. Also, it will help keep that heart exactly how you have it. So then I cured for 30 seconds, and then we're going to go in with another layer of that jelly polish. And you can see here, it's already giving it a really cool effect, kind of like a peekaboo effect. And you can see those hearts kind of just coming through. It's really cool, and I really like this effect, but we're gonna build it up even more. So we cured for 30 seconds that next layer of jelly polish, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep adding some hearts to this nail. This time I'm gonna focus on areas that have like a blank space still and that do not have hearts on it, because you still want the other hearts that we applied originally to show through. We're giving it more dimension by adding hearts, and also we are going to give it more of a peekaboo effect the more hearts that you add. And you want to make sure that you're not covering up the hearts that you already put. Otherwise, it's not going to look like hearts. It's going to look kind of like blobs on the nail, if that makes sense. All right, so we're just finishing up here. And now I switched sizes for that dotting tool. I'm using a smaller dotting tool now, just to create some smaller hearts on there. And then we're just going to add a few more just right here, but you could add as many hearts as you want. You could do a few big ones and then do the jelly polish over them, or you could do a whole bunch of small ones. So now that I cured that white fluffy clouds, the hearts for 30 seconds, we're going in with another layer of that jelly polish here, and then we're going to cure for 30 seconds, and you can already see the transformation here. It's just overall so fun. You can see the hearts that we did originally are now a little bit darker than the hearts that we did just now. So you're getting a lot of different like depth with this mani as well. So now I'm just going to add just a few more tiny hearts on here, like the tiniest hearts ever, just to kind of tie it just some more in. I just had a little bit more bare space, and I was really kind of wondering what another layer of this jelly polish would look like over those hearts that we already did. So at this point, you could totally stop and just keep it how it is, or you could keep going and adding more hearts. But overall, super fun, and just another way to utilize those really fun, trendy gel polishes. All right, so we cured those white hearts, and now we're going in with one more layer of that jelly polish here, and then we're gonna cure for 30 seconds, and you can see it's so fun. It really looks cool. It kind of almost looks like a little bit of a 3D effect as well. But I really like the different layers of hearts, and how the color changes just ever so slightly. All right, so I finished up with a layer of gel top coat and cured, and here's what the finished nail looks like. It's super fun, really easy, a quick idea for Valentine's Day if you are still trying to debate what you're going to do and have some jelly polishes and white polish laying around. This is a great option. Also, you can use tons of different colors with this. I went ahead and finished up some other nails here to rock a really fun jelly Valentine's Day set with some other jelly colors, so you can kind of see the difference here. That dark blue is everything, and then you have pink, red, we have that lighter blue, and I will say there is something about that jelly yellow. I love that jelly yellow. It is just, it's so fun. It's reminding me of like those jelly kind of sandals. But I think this collection is super fun, and it's just another way to utilize it by adding some really fun nail art and then layering some more nail art on top of it. Just overall a really fun way to get into that Valentine's Day spirit, and it's kind of like you have some heart-shaped candy nails here, like hard candy. All right, so everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. I hope you enjoyed this simple jelly style nail art, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Luxie Nail, and this duo is brand new. And then we're also going to be adding a little bit of a nail wrap to one of the nails here. So we're diving into these two new beautiful colors from Luxie Nail. This is sold as a duo, and the price point before we even get started, it is perfect. It is $9 for this duo right here. And it is the perfect, not only is it great for Valentine's Day, but this is a really awesome like spring break duo, even transitioning you into summer. Do not let the names fool you. This bright pink, it is super, super full coverage. It is a solid, and it is by far the most vibrant pink ever. I love a good pink, and this one is definitely like that perfect hot Barbie pink. This is a great color. You're going to be able to do a lot of different things with this color right here because it's a solid. Also, I will tell you right now, I am not experiencing any staining when it comes to going over those dip liquids with that second coat here. And that is amazing with how bright and vibrant this color is. So for today's mani, we're going to keep it really simple. We're really going to focus on this beautiful hot pink right here. And then I really wanted Cupid's Carnival to kind of have its own little moment for like an accent nail. And then we're going to add a little nail wrap to one of the nails because I felt like when I saw that nail wrap, it just totally fit this duo perfectly. And we're also using the Luxie Nail dip base. I love this dip base. So normally I really like a clear brush with my liquids, but this brush, it is everything. So if you look closely when we go ahead and apply that second layer here, the brush is shaped a little bit different. It kind of has almost like a slight oval or like a dome shape on top, which really, really helps prevent like flooding cuticles, and you're really gonna get a nice cuticle line. And I feel like with this style of brush, you can really control how much product you are getting up in that cuticle area, because that can be a major problem when you are dipping or just starting to dip. The whole flooding the cuticle thing until you get the hang of dipping can kind of be a learning curve. So if you are just trying to start dabbling into dip liquids and dip powders, I definitely recommend the Luxie Nail dip base. I mean, all their dip liquids are fantastic, but this base is everything. And I will say that the liquids are a very thin consistency, which is also a plus when you are making press-ons, because you really want a very thin layer when you are doing your press-ons, and this liquid is definitely thinner. It's also a faster drying time, but you can still clean up that cuticle line if you're not making press-ons, and clean up the sidewalls and free edge and just gently press everything down, and you are not going to have any problems doing that. But you can also go ahead and brush off right away and go in with your second layer. So the liquids are pretty awesome. All right, so we're moving on to Cupid's Carnival, which is the most adorable name ever. This is a really fun glitter mix. It has smaller fine pieces of glitter, has like tinier sizes, and it also has like these little kind of like mica chips of bright pink and red in it. It is a really, really fun glitter. And you know how you can see right there, we pulled in some red right there. Now, if you didn't want that red piece on there, you could totally use an orange wood stick or cuticle precision tool to remove that. So then you would be focusing on the white and the pinks. If you wanted to use this for like a summer mani, I feel like this would be a really fun, like beachy kind of mani as well, just because that pink is just so rich and vibrant. Also, I don't know if I mentioned before, but this duo is a very limited edition duo. So once it's gone, it is gone. And you can also use a discount code on top of it, which would be Mallory 15. And everything that we are using in today's video can always be found in that description box below. But this duo right here, you're gonna be able to do a lot of things with it. That glitter is even perfect for springtime. All right, now that we went ahead and just pressed everything down, we're gonna go ahead and continue with a second dip. And I did not have any issues with any bulk or anything like that. These glitters are laying super, super flat to the nail. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into this mani process and finish seeing Cupid's Carnival in action. And then I'm gonna pop back in just a little bit.
Nobody told me to settle down. Day nights and late nights don't get around. But there's something about you I like, about you I like. You're crazy for saying I should slow down, but maybe I'm escaping the love we found. There's something about you I like, about you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Guess I'm just too scared to settle down. There'd be many nights I got too high and almost left town. But there's something about you I like, about you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better, yeah. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better.
All right, so we're just finishing up filing and buffing, and I'm using this really awesome buffing block. I love this so much. It's the same size as like a nail file, so you have more control of your buffing versus like trying to buff with like one of those small orange blocks. So definitely recommend that. So now that all the filing and buffing is done, we're gonna seal in this mani because we just disturbed all those powders with the filing and buffing. We're gonna go ahead and seal everything back in with another layer of activator. Even though I am going to finish up this mani with a gel base and top coat, I still wanted to go ahead and seal everything in just to get rid of all those filing lines. All right, now we're going to dive into this really adorable nail wrap here that kind of ties in all the colors. So before we get into the wrap, I'm going to do a layer of transfer foil glue all over this nail and cure for 60 seconds. And then while that's curing, we're going to cut out the decal and then place it in room temperature water for about 15 seconds. If you're looking for a HEMA-free option when it comes to transfer foil glues, Luxie Nail has one. I had it. I need to get another one. I used it all because I used it with any decal application I did a while back ago. So I used it all up. It's fantastic, and it's also HEMA free. So that is another option if you are looking for something HEMA free. So we remove the backing off this nail wrap here. And again, if that backing does not come off just like how you saw it right there, stick it back in the water for about 15 seconds. And then I just made sure that any extra water was completely off this nail wrap before sticking it to the nail. So that transfer foil glue, what that does, it provides a super tacky layer onto that nail once it's cured. So then when you're doing like full coverage nail wraps, transfer foil glue, or decals, it just lays perfectly on that nail. Now to get rid of any extra of that decal that is hanging over that free edge there, I'm just going to gently file away that extra nail wrap, and it's going to completely come off really clean. And that is just a really fun way to just add nail wraps by using transfer foil glue, because then you can just file everything off and you don't have to worry about that nail wrap kind of like lifting up, because that transfer foil glue is providing almost like a super glue base to that nail wrap. So everything is just naturally laying super flat. So I'm just cleaning up this nail wrap, just getting any of like those little tiny tidbits of that extra nail wrap that was hanging on there gone. And then to seal in this mani today, we're going to go in with a layer of 2-in-1 gel, and I'm going to apply it to all the nails, and I'm going to make sure that I'm capping the free edge on this nail wrap as well. And here's our finished mani. These colors are everything. That pink, it is so bright and vibrant. I am living for this pink moment right here. This bright mani was just what I needed for Valentine's Day. This is actually going to be the set that I will rock on Valentine's Day, because I love a good hot pink, and that glitter mix from Cupid's Carnival, it is just everything. And then, you know, I love animal print, so we're going to be rocking that animal print nail as well. But I love this combination. It's a very simple mani, but yet we're pulling in all those elements of that brightness and that fun glitter. And overall, just a really just fun, timeless duo in my opinion. So if you are thinking of grabbing that duo, do not wait. Grab it while you can. Again, it is limited edition, and that price point is just right. All right, so everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Krival Nails. We're going to be doing a Valentine's Day mani. We're going to be using dip liquids as well. And we're also making a set of press-ons today in the style short coffin. And everything that we are using in today's video can be found in that description box below. We're going to start out today with glass slippers, which is a very just delicate soft pink. It is beautiful. It's a great palette cleanser. It is also a great color if you are going to some weddings or in a wedding, or maybe it's your own wedding. This is just a great delicate color, and it's great coverage, and it's just soft and beautiful. I love this color so much. This color is kind of going to be our base for almost all the nails except for one. We are going to add a little pop of sparkle. Then we're also going to play with some decals, and we're going to hand place some glitter as well. So that is the game plan for today. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's sit back and watch this mani in action, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit.
Some balance in my life, but I never really put up a fight. Didn't follow my dreams, and now I'm losing sleep. What if I lost touch? What if I'll never get it right? I try to follow my heart, but I lost it somehow. Wish that someone could say it'll all be okay. Just listen to me as I say. Every guy I've met, we fell in love at a bad time. Getting insecure, questioning myself on the way down. Now I'm so tired of breathing underwater. I just wanna float like a ship made out of paper. Right now I need to take care of myself, comfort in myself, like a roller coaster. One week I am up, next one I'll be down. But I'm getting closer to a stronger me, feeling free, like a roller coaster. One stronger me, feeling free, like a roller coaster. Grandpa used to ask why I'm single with such a pretty face. Where is your man? You should go out and chase him. Now I'm so tired of breathing underwater. I just wanna float like a ship made out of paper. So now I'm about to take care of myself, comfort in myself, like a roller coaster. One week I am up, next one I'll be down. But I'm getting closer to a stronger me, feeling free, like a roller coaster. One stronger me, feeling free, like a roller coaster. I don't need anyone else. I just wanna be for myself a while, nobody else. I just need myself, take care of myself, comfort in myself, like a roller coaster. One week I am up, next one I'll be down. But I'm getting closer to a stronger me, feeling free, like a roller coaster. One stronger me, feeling free, like a roller coaster.
All right, so we're diving into the decal here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to apply a layer of gel base to the nails that we're going to be applying that decal to, and I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. That's going to give us this nice little tacky layer to really help that decal kind of just lay flat to the nail. You could also use transfer foil glue, and then I went ahead and placed that decal in room temperature water for about 15 seconds. Now you can see that I did cut this decal. It was a full length decal, but I wanted to change it up and kind of do like a little fun design. So right here, this is one of the reasons why I like to use a layer of cured gel base, because it gives me this little bit of a wiggle room. So even though it's a little bit of a sticky layer, it still gives me some wiggle room to really put this decal exactly where I want it. You can see there that I lifted it up, I'm moving it around, I changed it completely where I was going to put it before. Right here, I am now changing the angle of it. So I really like using a gel base that's cured because it gives me that room to really just maneuver this delicate decal, but yet it still lays flat. It's kind of like a magical experience because you're like, well, how is it sticky and laying flat, but yet you're still moving it? It kind of does its own thing and it really does work. So I really like using that Model 1's gel base for the decals. I feel like I get a lot more wiggle room with that brand. So right now I'm finally satisfied where that decal's laying, and I'm taking a flat brush with a little bit of acetone and I'm just gently removing all that extra decal that is hanging over that nail. And then this will also help eliminate any wrinkles that may be in that decal or any air bubbles. Again, you want to use a very gentle hand when you're doing this method and a very little bit of acetone. You don't want to oversaturate that because what's going to happen if you put too much acetone on a decal, you're actually going to start dissolving that image completely. Once that nail is dry, you can go ahead and tap down that decal like I just did there, and now everything is laying super, super flat. So to seal this in right away, I'm just going to go ahead and seal it in with another layer of gel base, cure for 30 seconds, and I sped it up a little bit. I went ahead and finished up the rest of the decal placement on all the nails. Otherwise, we would have been sitting here for quite a while. And this is the only nail right here that I did a full coverage decal. I really like these hearts. They're printed on clear, so it's gonna pick up whatever color base that you have. All right, so now that we have that layer of gel base that's cured, I'm gonna do another layer of gel base, and this time I'm not gonna cure it because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hand place glitters on all the nails that we did like this half a decal on it. I'm going to put it where the decal meets like the color part of the nail to kind of, instead of like striping tape, we're going to act like the glitter is striping tape, but we're going to hand place all the glitter all the way down to that nail. And for the glitters, I'm focusing on the smaller pieces. This glitter right here, it's a mixture of fine, smaller, and larger piece glitters, and I'm focusing just on those smaller piece glitters here just to create that line going all the way down. So I'm only going to do this nail right here on camera just to save time, because hand placing glitter can take a little bit of time here because I really wanted it to line up perfectly. So that's why we're just going to do the glitter placement today on this nail only. But hand placing glitter, you can do so many things. You don't only necessarily need to use it for like a full coverage nail. You can also use it for different nail art. So the colors that we're using today, the dip powders from Krival Nails, these are also really awesome colors for spring. So that's another option. My mind is so ready for spring. I live in Wisconsin. It's been cold, it's been snowy, so I'm definitely ready for spring. So that's one of the things, like Valentine's Day is ending, but we get to look forward to spring. All right, so then I went ahead and cured those glitters for 30 seconds. Then to seal in this mani, I went ahead and applied a layer of gel top coat on all the nails and cured for 60 seconds. All right, so here's the finished mani. These hearts are so cute. It kind of looks kind of like a lacy effect, but we have like the softer side of Valentine's Day here, pulling in these beautiful, delicate colors. That glitter is really pretty. I really like that all over glitter accent nail as well. But I really had fun kind of changing things up and cutting those decals and hand placing those glitters. So everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. I hope you enjoyed today's upload. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and stay tuned. We only have 2 more Valentine's Day manis left, and then we'll be diving into some other fun colors. And I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be creating a floral mani today using dip powders from Kande Dips. We're also going to be using dip liquids. So a few days ago, we did a floral mani using gels, and today we're just going to focus on using dip liquids today for the application of the powders. And I am starting out today with Flustered, which is by far the perfect name. It's a thermal, and it's just this beautiful, solid color. It's like a pinky purple, and then it transitions with that thermal change to like a light lavender. It's really, really pretty. So this is a solid. Not only is this perfect for Valentine's Day, this is a great color to transition you to Easter, spring. This is a great color. And this would also be really pretty for like spring break paired with some bright oranges. Options are endless with this color, plus it's a thermal change, which makes it extra fun. So we're gonna do 2 dips on each nail here, and then you're really gonna see this color come to life right here with that second dip. It is everything, and I just love the coverage of this color. So sometimes when you're working with dip liquids, you do need to build up that color and that coverage, but 2 dips with flustered was just enough and exactly what I needed. So for the dip liquids today, I am using the Krival dip liquids. They are on the faster medium dry time. They are a great dip liquid. If you are in the market for liquids, definitely give them a try, and the price point is just right. So you can see here that color payoff of 2 dips versus 1. That second dip is really everything, but I will be honest, it's still really pretty with 1 coat, and that coverage with 1 coat, it is everything. So if you want like a sheer kind of pinky purplish, you could definitely get away with 1 coat because it's not patchy or streaky or anything like that. But that second dip right here is totally melting my whole heart. So after we're done dipping into flustered, we're going to get into the beautiful flower dip. So that is coming up in just a moment. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Mallory. I do almost daily press-on videos. I really like showing you dip powders on press-ons because I feel like you can see how the colors work, how they perform, and it's just a little bit better visual than doing it on my hand. I feel like you can get a really good idea how the colors are performing. All right, so we are into this beautiful bloom powder right here. This is a fun one because it's a milky white base and it has these really cute heart shaped glitters in here, which I didn't know there was hearts in here until we were dipping. I just thought it was gonna be these bright pink floral pieces in here, but I was pleasantly surprised, and I will tell you right now, I'm obsessed with these hearts. So I'm going to totally switch it up. Once I saw the hearts on here, I was like, okay, we're going to dust off. We're going to go ahead and dip into this cupcake liner again. And I really want to focus on more hearts on this nail. There's just something about these hearts. They're delicate, they're dainty, and they have like the perfect light pink color shiftiness to it, which I was super drawn to. So that second dip here, we're going to focus on picking up some more of those hearts here. And we did pick up one of those little flower pieces. So the key thing when you're working with florals is just taking time and pressing everything down. That's really going to help get those flowers to become one with your dip base and just become one with the nail. And then everything is going to be laying super flat. So the main thing is just pressing everything down. Just take that extra step, because the flatter you can get everything in between each dip, the less filing and buffing you're going to have. Plus, pressing everything down is really going to help protect those flowers as well. So this time we're going to go in with another layer of dip base, and I'm doing very thin layers of dip base. And then we're going to go ahead and hand place some more hearts and some more flowers. All right, so the moment I saw these hearts and kind of where those hearts were laying with the dips, those hearts are really just like over at the cuticle line. So I was like, okay, we're going to keep the hearts at the cuticle line, and we're just going to line up some flowers here at the tip of the nail to kind of have best of both worlds. We're showcasing some flowers here and some hearts, and I felt like it gave the nail a really fun design. Now these flowers, they're super delicate, so if you are working with them, just make sure you are using that precision tool and just gently picking them up. Do not like poke them too hard, otherwise you will risk breaking off some of those petals or even the stem. But I'm just going to build up a whole bunch of flowers here on the tip of the nail here, and then we will add some more hearts to the top of that nail here. But I am just gently pressing everything down. Also, these flowers, even though they are a bright pink, they are not bleeding with the dip base, which I was very shocked by, because most of the times when you are working with reds or bright pink colors or purple flowers or even blues, the colors will bleed with your gel base or your dip liquids, but I'm not experiencing any of that right now. So right now I am trying to get this heart here on the nail and then just press everything down. And then to absorb any extra dip base, I'm just dipping into that cupcake liner here, and then I'm going to take some time here and just press everything down. I really liked dipping back into that cupcake liner as well, because then we picked more of like that milky white base, which just kind of tied in this mani completely and kind of gave the hearts like this sheer effect. And then it also just put this like milky base over the flowers, which I really, really loved how this looked. I just thought this was a really cool design to kind of have the flowers here at the tip and then coming all the way up. All right, so now we're going to dust off. And then what I'm going to do now is we are going to go ahead and clear encapsulate this nail. I'm going to finish up the clear encapsulating on each nail as we go. And I'm just doing a very thin layer of that dip base here, making sure everything is completely covered and those flowers are completely saturated. And then I'm just dipping into the clear here. I always like to tap off the extra clear away from the jar to prevent any contamination. And then once again, I am going to go ahead and just press everything down just to make sure everything is laying super, super flat. But that is all it takes to apply florals with your dip liquids. The key is just to press everything down and really just take that time to just make sure everything is laying super flat. So I did still have a little bit of dip base there, so I just went back in to that clear here and then just finishing pressing everything down, and that is it. That is just a really fun nail. I really like how the heart-shaped glitters are mixed in with that powder as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to dip into the bloom powder again, and we're just going to keep up with the flowers here on this one, but this time we're going to add flowers everywhere on this nail. So that's all I'm going to do on this one. And then we are going to be playing with a really fun chunky glitter mix. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into this flower mani here, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spreading in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded just like a void, but you broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. And ooh, I was done feeling hopeless, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn.
how fun is this glitter? I love a white glitter, and then it has like the pops of red and then these really fun hot pink hearts. All right, so I only did one dip here and I really like the coverage, but I wanted to also reduce bulk. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking this little fluffy brush and I am just gonna go ahead and just tap on some of those finer glitters. This will help fill in any areas. This will also really help cut down on the bulk. Plus, I really wanted some of those larger glitters that we picked up to kind of just shine through, and I did not want to cover up those hearts. So that is what we're working with here. And then I just wanted to fill in just a little bit more on the front here. Now, this step is totally optional, what we're doing right here with that fluffy brush and focusing on those finer glitters. If you want, you could totally go in with a full dip into that powder. I just really like this method when I'm working with chunky glitters because then it really does help reduce filing and bulk, and it really keeps the shape to the nail. So that is why I like to do it like this, but you could totally rock a second dip, whatever your heart's desires. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and press everything down ever so gently. Those hearts are everything. I love them so much. There's just something about like the brightness of the hearts on that white background. Then to absorb that dip base there, I'm gonna go ahead and just dip into clear and then just press everything down. And that is all we're doing for this nail right here. And then once everything is pressed down, I will go ahead, dust off, and then we're gonna go ahead and do a layer of clear on here as well to encapsulate this nail and protect it during filing and buffing. But this glitter right here, it is really fun, and you could totally use this glitter any time of year. Do like a strawberry shortcake kind of mani, but just avoid those heart-shaped pieces, which would be really easy to do. Just focus on dipping into that white and red, and you could totally get more uses out of this powder. All right, so we're gonna dive back into this mani here, and then I'm gonna pop back in just a little bit. All right, so right here I am buffing this nail and I noticed I took a little bit of that heart out. I must have not have clear encapsulated this guy enough, or he was sticking up a little bit. So that is what happened. I'm going to show you a really easy way on how to fix that here in just a moment. But that is what happened to that little heart right there. I just went a little too hard with my filing and buffing. So I will admit I can get a little heavy-handed when it comes to filing and buffing, but it will be an easy fix, and we'll get into that in just a moment. All right, now that we activated these nails, we're gonna go ahead and fix that little heart. So I'm just taking a little bit of gel polish. This is in the color Flower Moon from Sundara Nails, and I'm taking a dotting tool and I am just gonna go ahead and fix that area there. I'm just gonna completely cover that glitter piece here with the gel and just kept it in a heart shaped here, and we're gonna cure for 60 seconds. So now that is completely fixed. Then to seal up this mani today, we're going to do a layer of gel top coat cured for 60 seconds. So here's the finished mani. Right here, you can see a slight thermal change here. It's kind of more of like a lighter pink, but I love this so much, and those florals are everything. I really like the placement of the florals on the bottom there, and then those heart-shaped piece glitters. And then we have like that nail right there that has like all the floral petals on there. I just love the color of those floral petals as well. It definitely matches that beautiful flustered color so much. And then we have that really fun chunky glitter mix there, which is everything. So I really enjoyed this mani today. It was super fun to play with different elements here, from chunky glitters to florals, and then adding some little heart-shaped glitter pieces there. So I hope you enjoyed this really long but yet really fun Valentine's Day mani, and I will see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Soul Dips. Now these two colors here are part of the Vintage Love duo, and they are stunning. They are such a gorgeous combination. And we're starting off here with Grow Old With Me, which is just a really beautiful neutral color, but yet it has the perfect undertone of pink, and it's just a very delicate color. And you can see here we are doing the gel method, and we're getting some amazing coverage here with that first dip. And we're also making press-ons today on top of short almond jelly tips from Sundara Nails. Now everything that we are using in today's video can always be found in that description box below. Now check out this coverage. I cannot get over it. Now I will say, if you're not making press-ons and you are dipping directly into that cupcake liner, these powders are super soft and buttery, and I just love when a powder is really buttery, because then it's like the whole experience when you're dipping into the jar. So we're going to end up doing 2 coats of each color here, and I cured for 30 seconds, dusted off, and now we're going in with another layer of gel base. And when you're working with gels, just try to do a very thin layer of that gel base before dipping. That's really going to help cut down on bulk and reduce your filing time. So even though this is a solid, I still am going to just gently press down on those sidewalls, the free edge, just to make sure everything is laying super flat. This coverage is everything, and that color with the second dip is even better. It's just a very soft, elegant, very delicate color, and you cannot go wrong with this. This is a great color, honestly, for any time of year, especially for like a simple all over mani. If you're a bride to be, or gonna be in a wedding as a bridesmaid, or like a wedding shower, this is gonna be a fantastic color to have. It's just a very just gorgeous, like almost like a dusty rose is what I would describe this color as. All right, so now we're moving in to Vintage Love. All I can say about this color is that it is truly magical. I was not expecting it to look just like this. It is just the perfect red. It has the most like delicate sparkle to it. We have these gorgeous heart glitters that are just so tiny, and they're not like overpowering the nail or anything like that. And it's just, they're very thinly cut, so everything is naturally laying super flat. Not only do you have finer pieces of glitter here, but you also have like these tinier circle pieces of glitter. It's truly magical, and this color screams Valentine's Day. And if you are looking for Valentine's Day dips and you just want 2 colors, this right here is gonna be the duo for you. I can't. It's so good. Every dip is just so beautiful. Now, when you are dipping into Vintage Love, keep in mind, if you do not pick up any of those really fun heart pieces, it's not a big deal. You really want to just focus on making sure you are building up that structure on the nail and just picking up some pigment. You can always add more hearts to your heart content at the end when you're done dipping if you did not pick up any of those hearts. But I promise you, you will have no problems picking up any hearts, especially if you have them in the cupcake liner. You can always shimmy up those hearts to the surface. But for the pinky nail, I did avoid the hearts. I just dipped into that sparkly solid color there without hearts, just to keep that nail kind of just on its own for now. So here's what it looks like with one dip. I did debate if I was gonna go in with a second coat because I really liked how it had almost like a jelliness to it effect, and then those hearts were just like coming through. It was a really beautiful effect. Definitely considered doing one dip, but we're gonna go in with a second one, and I'm so glad I did because it's even more rich in color. It is the perfect red. We picked up more sparkles, we picked up more hearts. So I'm just gonna gently press everything down here and just make sure everything is laying flat. I cannot believe how flat these glitter pieces are laying for those hearts. They are just melting into the nail here with that gel method, and I'm just ever so lightly just pressing everything down here, and everything is just becoming one. So super gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead then and cure that for 30 seconds, and then you're gonna see the color payoff here of the 2 dips versus 1. So you can see here that second dip is so rich and vibrant. So to save time, I did the rest of the dips off camera here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding some hearts to this nail. I kind of wanted to do like a whole bunch of hearts, kind of like an ombre effect, and then just a couple like smaller pieces of glitter kind of trickling down. But I will say, since the Vintage Love is in a very pigmented powder, you will naturally get some of that red on this light background that we're working with. So it might change your color of the nail ever so slightly. So just keep that in mind, just because I am just using these hearts from the Vintage Love powder itself. Now, to prevent that, you could always take the hearts out of the dip and then wipe them off on a lint-free alcohol wipe to remove any extra dip powder. That would be a way to keep that Grow Old With Me as pure as possible, but I did not do that. I just went in directly. I didn't even think of that possibility of that color being such a rich, vibrant pigment, that base of that dip, that would even happen. But I noticed it, and you know what? It's okay. I really liked how it turned out. I still think it turned out beautifully. And I just love these heart-shaped glitters so much. So now that I filled in like that cuticle line area, I wanted to go ahead and focus on those smaller pieces here, just to kind of tie in all the glitter pieces together. And I will say, even though I kind of changed up the color a little bit of the Grow Old With Me with the little bit of cross-contamination that I experienced, which is completely fine, I still love how this turned out, and I just can't get enough of this combination right here. So you could totally add as many of those glitter pieces as you want. You could even add more hearts. Options are endless when it comes to doing your nails at home. All right, so this nail right here, I left this clip in here just to show you it is okay to change your mind when you're in the middle of a mani. That's the best part about doing our nails at home. So originally I was gonna have the glitter kind of like reverse effect of what we did on that other nail, but have it start at the cuticle line. I ended up not liking that, so I totally wiped it completely off. Now I'm gonna do another layer of gel base here, and we're just gonna keep this nail simple with one little heart right here on the corner there. But you can see here, I definitely have a little bit of more red staining. It's okay. I still love how this turned out, but I wanted to keep that clip in there to let you know you can change up your nail. If you have a vision and you sit down and it's not working out, do not get too frustrated. Just wipe it off and you are good to go. If you use peel base and dip liquids, just pop it off and just start over. So filing and buffing was super easy. My normal filing and buffing routine, I'm just cleaning up the sidewalls, the free edge. That's all I did. Those hearts were laying super flat where I did not need a buff directly on top of them. Then to seal in the mani today, we are finishing off with a layer of gel base and gel top coat. We have done that process a lot here on my channel, so I've only did these 2 nails just to save some time. And here's the finished mani. It screams Valentine's Day. I love it. I love the heart-shaped ombre, and I wanted to keep that nail just like the star of the show. And then I really like that I did just change that other nail to that simple heart. But overall, this combination right here, it is everything. So if you're still looking for that perfect Valentine's Day duo, this right here is gonna be your forever duo. And even if you already have all your Valentine's Day manis set in stone, you still need to grab this one, because this right here, it is an awesome, awesome duo. All right, so everything that we use in today's video can be found in that description box below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Kande Dips, and we're going to be playing with a really awesome floral dip powder. And we are going to be doing the gel method today. But before we dive into those florals, we're going to dive into cherry, which is the perfect red. Just from dumping it into that cupcake liner, I got a little bit of it on my gloves, and it is just very rich in color. But spoiler alert, there is very minimal staining on my brush when we go in with that second dip, which is awesome. So if you've ever struggled with any like reds leaving staining in the cuticle line or staining on your liquids or brushes, definitely give this one a whirl. This is a great red to have in your collection. It's not too bright, it's not too dark. It's like that perfect in between, like Jolly Rancher cherry red. It is gorgeous, and it has a really awesome finish to it. So we're going to end up doing 2 coats of this color right here. This is going to be the nails that we're just going to leave plain, because we want that floral dip powder that we're going to be diving into, called Blossom, to kind of be the center of attention. So we're going to be doing a very simple mani, but yet we're still going to have those really fun pops of flowers on the other nails to kind of just tie everything in. To be honest with you, I love simple manis. You don't necessarily need to do ombres, color blocking, adding decals, or anything like that. You can just keep things simple and still have a beautiful mani. Plus, it's a good way for you to see these colors in action. So that is what we're doing today, a very simple floral mani. Not only is this going to be perfect for Valentine's Day, but this is also going to be perfect for upcoming spring to grab some of these floral dips. They're just really fun to work with, which you're going to see here in a minute. All right, so cherry is a game changer with that second coat here. It is everything. It is the perfect juicy red. I love it so much. So right here, you can see that color payoff from 2 dips versus 1. That second dip is everything. So I finished the rest of the dips off camera just to save some time, so we could dive into the star of the show today, which is Blossom. All right, so we're doing the gel method. So the same thing, a very thin layer of gel base on that nail, and then we're going to dip into that cupcake liner here. Now the first dip, you just want to build up the base layer. Do not be concerned if you do not pick up any of those beautiful flower pieces, because we are going to build it up as we go. I also love how this floral has this like most beautiful milky base to it, which is really just going to make those flowers pop. It's also going to create a very awesome layering effect in between each layer of flower. It's going to give it like this really beautiful touch with like this milkiness over it. And I love floral dip powders, especially that do not have a clear base, that have like that milky base like this one does here. All right, so now that we have that first dip in, we're going to cure for 30 seconds. We're going to dust off, and then we're going to work on this nail right here from start to finish with the floral. So we're going to do a very thin layer of gel base. The thinner the layer of gel base you use, the better. So now I am dipping into that cupcake liner here, and I am just focusing on some of those flowers here. And check it out, we have some of these beautiful flowers here. Oh, that one fell off. But now I'm just going to take my time and just gently press everything down. And just make sure, it's key to press everything down before you cure it, because that's what's going to help have these very smooth, seamless transition layers in between each dip. Now we picked up some red, we picked up some pink, and you can see some of them have like these little stems on it. It's very elegant, it's very dainty flowers, and they do just become one with the nail. But the key thing to take away from this mani is just make sure you take time to do very thin layers of gel base and take time to press everything down. All right, so now we're going in with a third dip. This is totally optional. If you do not want to go in with a third dip, you could always just start hand placing. So right now you can see we definitely picked up more here, and you can see how the new flowers are more vibrant in color, and then the flowers that we had on that other dip have like this like sheer milkiness over to it, which gives it just like this soft, delicate look. I love it so much. It's so fun. This right here is just a very overall easy way to add some like effortless nail art. So again, just pressing everything down before we cure, because once we cure, these flowers are going to stay exactly where they are and this nail is going to be ready to go. And now we're going to go ahead and apply a little bit more flowers here. So after we cured, I'm going to go ahead and do another layer of gel base here. And I'm not concerned about bulk or anything like that because we are pressing everything down as we go and we are doing very thin layers. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking a precision tool. You can use an orange wood stick as well. And I am just picking up some of these little flowers here, and I am focusing on all the colors here from the red and the pink. I will say that these flowers are super, super fragile and delicate, but yet they're so fun to add to the nail because once those flowers hit either your dip base or your gel base, they kind of just like absorb into that nail and become one. It's super fun. Also, these flowers are not bleeding. Sometimes when you're working with flowers that have reds in them or pinks, they can tend to bleed into that base, but I'm not having any problems with any bleeding with these flowers. Now when it comes to hand placing flowers, you could add as many as you want, or you do not need to add flowers if you do not want to. You could keep it very light and delicate and keep it how we organically dipped it. So anytime you use a floral dip powder as well, you're always going to get a different look or outcome depending on how the flowers kind of lay on the nail after you dip. Also, I will say that this flower combination of the pink and red is so beautiful. There's just something about it, these colors right here. It's definitely giving me all those Valentine's Day feels, and this right here would be perfect for springtime. But right here we just added one of those bigger flowers and it is just becoming one with that nail. We're just going to add one more little petal here, and then to absorb any extra gel base here, I am going to go ahead and dip back into the powder here just to absorb any of that gel base, and it's also going to give us a little bit more of that milky effect here, which I love because it just makes like the flowers just look even better, I feel like, with that like milkiness over it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and press everything down here before we cure for one last time. But here is our first flower nail, and I love it so much. I really also like how this has like a layering effect to it between the layers of all the flower petals, and then it's covered by that milkiness, so they're just like slightly peeking through. It's overall a really just beautiful powder. All right, so now we're going to finish up this other nail here. I will say with this nail here, when I went in with the second and third dip, I wasn't picking up as many flowers, which is completely okay. Like I said before, anytime you're dipping with a floral powder, no matter how you're dipping, you're always going to pick up different flowers, and it's going to look different than that other nail that we dipped in. That's natural because each flower is cut differently, and now like you can see here we picked up like more petals, but I'm completely okay with that because we are going to add more flowers as we go. All right, so let's finish up this floral nail here and add some more flowers to it, and then I'm going to pop back in just a few moments. All right, now that we finished hand placing the flowers on this nail is ready to go. So for filing and buffing, I am just cleaning up the sidewalls, the free edge, and reshaping ever so slightly. That is all I needed to do when it came to this nail. I did not need to buff directly on the top of that nail because everything was laying super flat. So I did just take it off that little press-on stand so I could really make sure I was getting underneath those sidewalls and the free edge there. And that's it. So when you press everything down and take that extra step and do very thin layers, you can have very minimal filing and buffing when it comes to the gel method, which I love so much. I go through phases. Sometimes I love filing and buffing. Most of the time I hate it, but gel method is definitely easier for me when it comes to filing and buffing. So I did the rest of the filing and buffing off camera, and you can see everything is just coming together. Then to seal in this mani, we're going to do a layer of gel base on all the nails. I'm just doing a very thin layer, and then I'm curing as we go for 30 seconds. Now I do love the Model 1's brand for making press-ons. If you are looking for a HEMA-free formula, the gentle formula from Sundara Nails is definitely a great option, especially if you've ever struggled with any gel allergies or anything like that. The Sundara Nails gels are HEMA free, they're HPMA free, and they're also TPO free. So a lot of people that have experienced gel allergies can transition into those and experience no problems. All right, so I am curing again for a full 30 seconds, and then to seal in the mani for the perfect shine, we're going in with a layer of gel top coat and curing for 60 seconds. And here's our finished mani. I love that floral dip powder. There's something about the two different colors here. We have that pink and the red. It is such a beautiful combination with that milky base, and you can really see that layering there. And I love how those floral petals do not bleed into each other. So you have like that seamless floral powder or petal transition. I just love it so much. And then we have that pop of bright red with cherry. So stay tuned. We will be doing applying florals with the dip liquids here on my channel coming up. So stay tuned for that. That's just going to be in a few days. And then everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. So I hope you enjoyed this floral mani with the gel method, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Sundara Nails, and we're going to be creating some really fun but yet simple nail art. So we're going to start off with the gel method, and we're going to start dipping into a beautiful color called Love is a Trap. I'm just doing a very thin layer of gel base and then dipping directly into this beautiful powder. Check out that coverage. It is beautiful. It is everything, and that color is totally matching my little bottle holder there in the corner, but I love this color so much. It's like the perfect darkness of pink, yet it has like a brightness to it. It's really pretty, and it also has like this like pearl finish to it, so almost like a color shifty in certain lights. It kind of has like an Aurora effect, I guess is the right way to say it. If you look at it closely, it has like hints of like reflective, a little bit of like a purple. It's really pretty. Overall, a very unique but yet gorgeous color. So we're gonna go ahead and cure for a full 30 seconds, dust off, and then we're gonna go in with another coat. Now, anytime I'm using the gel method and I'm doing another layer of gel base over a nail that already has cured dip powder on it, what I will do is after I'm applying that gel base to the nail, I will go ahead and wipe off that brush with a paper towel before I stick it back in the bottle, just to make sure I am not getting any dip powders into that gel base. I treat my gels the same way I do if I was dipping with dip liquids, if that makes sense. So now we dipped it into that cupcake liner there, and you can see on the side I have a little bit of a darker spot right there. That's because I still have some wet dip base. So I'm just going to dip it back into that dip powder there, and then that is going to resolve that problem here, and then this nail is good to go. I love it with the second coat. You can really see that color difference here. It's definitely like a deeper color with that second coat. So I'm just finishing up the second dip here on the other nail. So these two nails that we dipped with Love is a Trap, these are going to be our nails for the nail art. So this is going to be like the canvas color, and it's such a great color. Now, if you have a spring break coming up or going on like a warm tropical vacation, grab this color and pair it with an orange. I feel like that would be like the ultimate tropical like vibe kind of mani. So if you are in the market for some spring break colors, definitely grab this one because I feel like you could add any pop of neon to it and it's really gonna look beautiful. All right, so now we're on to the next color here. Now the next color here, it's beautiful. It has a lot of different elements to it, from fine beautiful glitters, and it also has foils in it, and the foil mixture could not be any better. So we have this like beautiful fine glitter base mixed of white glitter, and then we have this like beautiful light pink glitter, and then we have these foils that are just like that bright pink purple, and we also have these beautiful light pink foils which just really add just like a soft touch to this. These foils are so beautiful. I love the combination of this powder, and I like how it has like these really pretty fine pieces of pink glitter too, which you're gonna see more of that pink glitter come through when we dip for a second time. But overall, this is such a beautiful, beautiful glitter, and I really like how the foils are just super finely cut, so you're not getting like a lot of like huge chunks. They're very well spread out, so you're able to pick up a lot of different elements when you are dipping in. All right, so when you're working with foils and the gel method, you dip it into the jar or the cupcake liner, and then what I do before I cure is I make sure everything is laying as flat as possible, and all those foils are kind of laying as flat as can be before curing, because I want to make sure that we are keeping those foils on the nail. What happens if you would just go ahead and cure without patting down, you would lose a lot of those foils. If that happens, it is definitely okay, because you could always hand place foils as well. That's the best part about working with foils, is that you could totally add more at the end as well. All right, so here's what we're working with right now. We are curing for 30 seconds, and we are going to dust off and go in with a second coat here of that gel base. And I will say the second dip right here is going to be a total game changer, and you're really going to see this powder come to life. Even though it does look really pretty, it looks very simple and delicate with one dip, but I'm telling you right now, the second dip is just everything, because you're picking up more of those beautiful light pink glitters, and then you're picking up more foils, and overall it's just like a really fun, beautiful powder, and I love it so much. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. This color right here would look great as like an all over mani as well, or even just like one nail as an accent nail. But now I'm just gently pressing everything down, and I will say that these foils are very easy to work with. I also did not experience any bleeding with those foils. And you can see here that this is just beautiful. It almost looks like a marble effect too, depending on which way you're looking at it, but super beautiful. And you can really see that pink glitter coming through with that second dip. So I finished off the rest of the dips off camera just to save some time, and we cured, and now we're gonna go ahead and file and buff before we get into any nail art. Filing and buffing, this is my same routine. I am just gently cleaning up the sidewalls and the free edge, making sure that if there's any dip powder underneath the nail, that I'm cleaning that up so we have a smooth application process for that press on. And then I'm reshaping ever so slightly. That is all I do. And everything is laying super flat at the top, so I did not need to directly buff on the top. So now these are the nails that we're going to be adding some nail art to. So what I'm going to do before we start that nail art, I'm going to do a layer of gel base on the nails and cure for 30 seconds. This is just going to give us a really nice canvas, and background of that gel base is really just going to help with the nail art as well. So make sure you cure that for 30 seconds. Now we're taking some gel polish. I'm using Moonflower. It's like a white base, but yet it has some pink in there. And we are using a dotting tool, and we are going to be creating nail art today with just a dotting tool. I find that it's way easier to make hearts with a dotting tool versus like making the dots first, then going in with a nail brush. I mean, it's really whatever preference you like, but I struggle with nail art brushes. So I am really kind of like obsessed with my dotting tool, and I really use that as a nail art tool, not only to make dots and flowers, but to make any kind of nail art. So I am flash curing as we go. I will say flash curing is very important, because if you mess up, you can easily wipe off that area. And that's another reason why I did a layer of gel base first on here and cured for 30 seconds before we went in with the gels, because what would happen if you went in with the gels before you did the gel base and just did it over the dip powder itself, and if you messed up on a nail and wiped it off, that gel color would actually be in with that dip powder. It would actually stain it. So this is also an extra barrier of protection. So if you do mess up, you can wipe off. So again, curing as we go. And I'm just flash curing for literally like 10 seconds. That's all I'm doing. And I'm using the little dotting tool. So a dot on each side and then a dot going down. And then I'm just connecting the dots to make a little heart here. So right here, this is where I was like, I did not like that heart at all. I am trying to fix it. And then I'm like, you know what? It's not working for me. So what I did is I took a lint-free wipe with a little bit of alcohol on it and I just simply wiped it off, and we are good to go to continue adding some hearts here. So just a really fun, simple way here to add some nail art and to create hearts is with a dotting tool. And you can do as many hearts as you want. You could even do different color hearts or overlap hearts to even give it some more dimension. But this part was really fun, and I really love this color Flower Moon. It is part of the Moonlight collection, and it is a really fun collection mixed of white bases, but yet it has pops of color, so it's really fun for nail art. So we're just going to add one more little heart here, and just I wanted it to kind of like come up from the cuticle line. And then since we're done with the hearts here, we're just going to add some dots here, just to kind of tie in some more of that open space. But if you don't want to do dots, you could add more hearts. Like I said, I feel like overlapping colors would be super beautiful as well. Again, options are endless when you're doing your nails at home. But after we go ahead and place the dots, I'm going to go ahead and cure for a full 30 seconds then. And then I'm also going to do the other nail with the nail art exactly the same off camera. So then to seal in the mani here, I'm going to go ahead and do a layer of gel top coat. And I finished up the rest of the nails off camera as well. But this top coat, it's awesome, and it is a gentle top coat as well, but yet it has a really awesome shine. All right, and here's our finished mani. I love this mani so much. This right here is melting my whole entire heart. There's just something about it. It's the colors, it's the hearts, it's this beautiful foil. I mean, look at that foil. It has the most perfect like pink tones to it. I love the mixture of like the bright, and then we have like those light pink foils in there as well. And then that beautiful background on our hearts is everything. And those hearts were super easy to do with a dotting tool. If you ever struggled with making hearts, try it with a dotting tool. It's kind of a game changer, and it doesn't matter how you're making your hearts as long as it looks like a heart at the end of the day and you are having fun. That is all that matters. All right, so everything that we did use in today's mani can be found in that description box below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Soul Dip, and these are some brand new colors that are available now that are perfect for Valentine's Day season. So we're going to start off with a beautiful red called My Heart. We're also doing the gel method today, and we're making a set of press-ons here on the Shape and Style Short Coffin. So I am dipping into a cupcake liner here in this red. Check it out. It is full coverage. It is everything. It has the most perfect shimmer, and I'm completely blown away by that coverage. And let me just tell you, so this color right here, not only is it perfect for Valentine's Day, but this is a great red. This is a classic red. It's never going to go out of style. And this red right here, it's very bright, vibrant. It's very rich in color, and it's going to complement so many different skin tones. In my opinion, this red right here, it is definitely a must-have based on how bright and vibrant and full coverage this is, especially with the gel method. But yet alone, it has like this perfect shimmer to it, and I could not be more obsessed with this red. So that is why we are carrying this red into 4 nails today. We are doing a very simple mani today, but yet we're going to be doing a really fun accent nail with another new color from Soul Dips. Now, Soul Dips just released a whole bunch of new Valentine's Day colors today, and some of the colors are also perfect for that transition into spring. All right, so I was completely blown away by the coverage here, and I debated for a hot second there if I was just going to leave it as is and only have this one coat. So that's what I was admiring. I was admiring that amazing, just full coverage, not patchy or streaky, just like the perfect red nail right there. But I went in and did another coat here so we could just really see the vibrancy pull through. So you can see here the difference of the 2 dips versus 1. And then I did the rest of the 2 dips off camera just to save some time. So now, Steal My Heart, it is definitely living up to its name because it definitely stole my heart for sure. So this is a really fun powder in itself, and it has a darker base, but don't let that throw you off because it is a really fun thermal. So you have like this awesome, like dark vampy kind of base with this beautiful foil in this red right here. It definitely makes all the elements in this powder pop. And then there's also some black heart-shaped glitters in here, and we're going to be playing with those here in just a minute. Now that first coat, it's okay if you don't pick up a lot of foils or if you don't pick up any of those glitter pieces. You really just want a really awesome base to start. I'm just gently pressing everything down, and then I removed a bigger piece of foil. After we cured, I am dusting off, and then you can already see when we cured it, it's a tad bit lighter. So you can already see that thermal is already kicking in action here. But we're going to go in with another layer here of gel base. I'm doing a very thin layer of gel base, and I can already tell that these foils are great quality because most of the time when you're playing with red foils, they will bleed, and they're not bleeding or anything like that as of right now. So that is awesome. So now that we dipped into that cupcake liner, we definitely picked up more. We have beautiful red foils. We have a little heart-shaped glitter that fell off, but don't worry, we're going to be adding more here in a moment. And anytime that I'm working with foils or glitters, I will always spend, doesn't matter if I'm using dip liquids or gels, I will always spend quite a bit of time here just making sure everything is laying super flat. But check it out after I cured it. That color change is everything. And I will say I am completely shocked on how sensitive this thermal powder is. Now, a lot of times when you're playing with the gel method like we're doing today and using a thermal, a lot of times you will not get a color like thermal change payoff or anything like that. It either will stay one color or you will not have a really awesome thermal effect like we're having right now. But I will tell you that this powder is super sensitive and I'm not having any issues with the gel method when it comes to this thermal. It's such a fun powder, and I do love the base of it, and I love the play of the red and the black. The black hearts are everything. They're very tiny. They are laying very flat to the nail. So what I did is I applied a layer of gel base to the nail that's not cured, and I'm adding some hearts. I'm going to add some more foils as well. This step is totally optional. You could totally just leave it as it was organically when we dipped it, or you can do what we're doing right now by adding a whole bunch of elements to this nail, but I love it so much. It's definitely a really unique but yet really beautiful powder, and I like how you could use this for another season as well. This would be a fun color right here to rock for Halloween. So now to absorb some more of that gel base after we placed everything on the nail, I did go back into that cupcake liner and then just dipped it in there to help absorb some of that that gel base. And then I'm just gonna gently press everything down. But back to this powder for Halloween, I think it would be awesome for like a spooky mani, and you could just like not add the hearts, but this would be another way you could totally incorporate this powder into another holiday. But I love it so much. Now that everything's pressed down and super flat, I'm going to cure for 30 seconds, and you can see here that thermal change is coming through. So we're going to dust it off here, and I will say I'm completely obsessed with Steal My Heart. Like I said before, the name is perfect, and overall it's just a really unique powder. Definitely a must-have. So filing and buffing, I'm just going to clean up the sidewalls and the free edge and just ever so lightly reshape, but everything was laying super flat because I did take time to just make sure everything was pressed down, and I also did very thin layers of gel base in between each coat. And then I'm making sure I'm using that file directly underneath the press on as well, cleaning up any dip powder and then just ever so lightly reshaping. But I will say this powder right here, even though it has foils and glitters in it, everything is laying super flat. Underneath was super easy to clean up as well, and we're just going to have a really smooth transition when we are applying this press-on set to the natural nail. But I could not be more obsessed with how this mani turned out. All right, so I did the rest of the filing and buffing off camera, and then to finish up this mani, we're going to do a layer of gel base. I'm going to apply the gel base to all the nails, and I do like to cure as we go. And then I will finish up with a layer of gel top coat and cure for 60 seconds. And then to apply my press-on sets, I like to use dip base. I just put a little bit of dip base on my natural nail and then a little bit on the press-on and then hold down for 30 seconds. All right, so here's the finished mani. I love it so much. I'm sure you could tell already. Even though it's a very simple mani, there's something about the brightness of this beautiful red from my heart. And then we have our accent nail here, which is fantastic. And these powders also worked great with the gel method, especially this red. Sometimes when you're working with darker or red colors, they can pull a little dark shadowy, but these worked perfectly with the gel method. Now, if these colors are not your cup of tea, head over to Soul Dips. There's tons of beautiful colors on the website. You're definitely going to find something that catches your eye, especially with that new Valentine's Day release. So everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. I hope you enjoyed this simple Valentine's Day mani, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Kande Dips, and Kande Dips just released some really awesome Valentine's Day colors today. So we're going to be diving into a few of them, and then we're going to be playing with a few more colors next week on my channel as well, so stay tuned for that. So we're starting off right now, we are using dip liquids, and we are starting off with the most beautiful, softest pink. It is just, the name speaks for itself. It is called Ballet Slippers, and it definitely is living up to that name, and it is just a very just delicate pink, and it is beautiful. It is definitely a must-have color in my opinion, and this color is just everything. It's definitely speaking to me. We're also going to be pulling in another color as well called Strawberries, and then we're going to be playing with a really fun chunky glitter. So you're going to be able to see some chunky glitter in action as well. Then we're going to hand place a little bit of heart-shaped glitter on another nail just to kind of tie in the whole Valentine's Day look. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into these beautiful powders and see them in action, and then I'm going to pop back in just a few moments.
Wake up 2 p.m. I don't know where we are. Looks like a cheap motel with our clothes on the floor. I don't know how we ended up here. And we've been flying high. Are we going too far? I got no cash left and I'm losing my job over you. But I don't care about that. But I got you close and kinda hoping that one day we'll get the rhythm of it. Yeah, 'cause no one knows if we're just jumping out the window, try to cling on to it. You got me holding on to something I know I can't burn me down, but I don't care about it, 'cause I got you close and kinda hoping that one day we'll get the rhythm of it. I've been chasing you like the tail of a dog. I don't get no sleep when we kiss in the dark like we do. I just love the way it feels. Yeah, I know it's bad, but I can't resist. When I look in your eyes, I don't know what is real. All I know is that I could go anywhere, anywhere, as long as you're with me. Oh, I'm drunk and I know it, but I got you close and kinda hoping that one day we'll get the rhythm of it. Yeah, 'cause no one knows if we're just jumping out the window, try to cling on to it. You got me holding on to something I know I can't burn me
right, so right now I'm just applying a little bit more of those hearts throughout the nail. Now you could totally keep it very simple and just add a few hearts. You could add no hearts, or you could just pile on a whole bunch of hearts like we're doing right now. I kind of wanted this nail to just be a Valentine's Day explosion, so that is what we're doing right now. Since we are using dip liquids, I did not actually need to go back in with a second layer of dip liquids. These are like a medium dry time, medium fast, I would say. But if you are hand placing glitters and you notice that they're not sticking anymore, just go ahead and add another layer of dip base. All right, so to absorb some of that extra dip base that is on that nail, I went ahead and dipped into that clear. And you can see here, I'm gently pressing everything down. It still was a little bit like dip liquids on there because you could tell it was kind of stringy when I was like pressing down on it. So I just went ahead and dipped it back into that clear, and then I'm just taking my time to make sure everything is laying super flat. You'll notice that is a trend of mine. It doesn't matter if I'm using dip liquids or the gel method. I just spend a lot of time making sure everything is laying super flat, because in the end we're going to have a very smoother, less filing and buffing, and that is definitely ideal. And then it also helps make sure that you're not cutting into any of those gorgeous glitters. So then I went ahead and encapsulated that nail completely. And now what we're going to do now is we're going to hand place a few of those glitter pieces on this little nail here. It is an accent nail. We're just going to add some more hearts to it because why not? Also, these hearts, I swear, Kande Dips did amazing on like really making sure everything just like coordinates well together, because I feel like these hearts are the same color as strawberry, and I just love how everything is just very matchy. So again, I went ahead and dipped into that clear just to absorb any extra dip liquids, and then we are going to go ahead and use a stiff brush just to make sure we are getting any extra clear powder off that nail before we go ahead and activate. If you've ever activated without using a stiff brush and noticed that you didn't have like a crystal clear finish, or your glitters looked really cloudy, or you had like a haziness to it, that is an indicator that you still had clear powder on that nail, and then you sealed that clear powder in with the activator. So always go in with a stiff brush, and then that we have that activator on the nail, we're gonna go ahead and file and buff. All right, so filing and buffing, I am just taking time here and making sure I'm not only filing and cleaning up that shape, but I'm also filing underneath that press on just to make sure that if I got any acrylic or dip powder under there, that I am removing it. And I will say this was a really fun nail to file and buff because of like the different variety of glitters we had on it. I actually did not mind filing and buffing at all today. I've been kind of dabbling back into dip liquids, and I'm really enjoying shaking it up a little bit, but don't worry. Tomorrow we will have a gel method mani here on my channel. So now I'm taking that buffer block here and I'm just buffing everything, making sure everything is laying super smooth. And then to finish up everything, I will go back in with that file just to clean everything up. But overall, super easy to file and buff. The rest of filing and buffing was done off camera. And now I'm going to go in with a layer of activator. I love the activation process after filing and buffing, because you can see in the nail there's like some harsh buffing and filing lines, and it just like totally disappears and just becomes one with the nail after you activate. Even though I am going in with a gel top coat I just really wanted an extreme shine on this mani, I still will always activate just to make sure I am resealing in those powders just in case I disturbed any of that from filing and buffing. So I finished the rest of the top coat off camera. And here's the finished mani. It overall is a very simple mani, but yet we added a little touch of extra hearts there on that one nail. And that chunky glitter, it is everything. Do not let it fool you. It really was super easy to apply. And I love the simplicity of these colors. It is definitely screaming Valentine's Day. And I like how that strawberry color isn't like your traditional like stark red. It's almost like a corally pink. It's like the definitely perfect strawberry color. All right, so everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. And I hope you enjoyed this simple Valentine's Day mani, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Sundara Nails. Now these three colors here are part of a new trio called the Who Needs Love trio, and you can get these either as the set or you can get these beautiful colors individually, but these colors are everything. So we are switching it up today. We are going to be using dip liquids. I am using the regular dip liquids from Sundara Nails, and we're diving into Violets Are Blue, which is a really awesome thermal. It's not just any kind of thermal, it is a triple thermal. And let me tell you, the coverage of this color right here, it is phenomenal. I was completely blown away after I dusted it off how pigmented this was with one dip, and we are using dip liquids today. Sometimes when you're using dip liquids, the coverage can kind of be splotchy, or the color like pigment payoff might be a little more clear, but this one is definitely full coverage. And I will say I do love these liquids. I would say they're on the medium side for dry time. And what I mean by that and how I kind of like gauge that is that you could totally go in, if you are dipping on your nail, dip into that jar or the cupcake liner, clean up your cuticle line and brush off. And I am going right in after I go ahead and stick that in the cupcake liner. I am going ahead with that fluffy brush and dusting it off right away. So I will say it's a medium dry time, and you definitely will notice the dry time even more when we are hand placing some really fun heart-shaped glitters, which can be found in one of these beautiful powders. But overall, I really like the twist on these colors. It's kind of like a spin on like an anti-Valentine's Day kind of mani, because we're pulling in some darker colors. Now this color, it's everything. It is just a beautiful dark purple, and then like I said, it has a really awesome triple thermal. So you have this awesome dark purple color, then it fades into like a periwinkle purple, then it fades into a really light pink, and you're gonna see that color change at the end of the video with the finished mani. But super sensitive thermals. I really love this color right here. I debated to do an all over mani just based on this coverage and color alone, and the plot twist of the triple thermal. So amazing coverage. And I am making the press-ons today on the medium almond shaped jelly tips from Sundara Nails as well. And also that fluffy brush that we're using is also from Sundara Nails. And everything that we're using can be found in that description box below. So for today's mani, we are using dip liquids, and I am going to do 2 coats of each color that we're using today. And then we will be hand placing a whole bunch of really fun hearts as well. So we're going to be doing some fun things today with this mani. And I can tell you right now, out of all the trios, so last Wednesday we played with the other trio, which was beautiful tones of pinks. It was really soft, and it is called Love Is the Only Way. But out of the 2, if I had to pick one, this might be my favorite just based on the colors. I mean, I love pinks. I'm a sucker for pinks, but the colors are just very different and stuff that I normally wouldn't like pair together for Valentine's Day. But there's something about the solid, and then we have this amazing fun glitter that has like a purple base, but yet it has like these rainbow glitters in it. There's also rainbow hearts in here, which I just think is so fun. There's even black hearts in here. So it's overall really awesome. So you could rock this powder just like this with that purple base and then the rainbow glitters, or you could rock it with the hearts today. Of course, since it's Valentine's Day, we are gonna rock it with the hearts. But not only can you wear this any time of year, but you could really jazz it up for like any type of holiday. For like Valentine's Day, you could add those hearts. Plus, you can use those hearts, to be honest with you, any time of year. You don't have to be rocking hearts just on Valentine's Day. But overall, a very unique but yet fun twist on an anti-Valentine's Day mani. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into these powders here, and then I'm gonna pop back in just a little bit.
into someone who can love me, but you play me like there's no tomorrow. You should know that I'm fed up with your lies, so don't come closer. You know you hurt me bad and I have scars. I need some time to heal, so don't come over. Don't even bother calling, just get lost. I'm fine on my own, so don't even bother to come back, 'cause I ain't done. I'm fine on my own. And boy, your pretty little lies are getting old. All those late nights I waited for you, they're gone 'cause we are through. All those late nights I waited for you, they're gone 'cause we are through. Your lies are getting old, but I'm getting stronger. You think that my bed's getting cold, but it's feeling warmer. Your lies are getting old, but I'm getting stronger. I'm getting stronger. 'Cause I'm fine on my own. So don't even bother to come back, 'cause I ain't done. I'm fine on my own. And boy, your pretty little lies are getting old. All those late nights I waited for you, they're gone 'cause we are through. All those late nights I waited for you, they're gone 'cause we are through. 'Cause we're through. Can't see clear through the smoke you created. I feel my feet on the ground and they're shaking. How am I supposed to save the situation? While the steps getting wasted, even though we feel the same. Would you hug me in the dark? Let the worries go away. Would you do it all again? Do it all again? Would you leave your
All right, so I'm just adding a little bit of extra sparkle to this beautiful nail. I originally was only going to do 3 hearts and kind of incorporate the colors of the hearts of the foils. But then I was like, you know what, we're just going to cram pack this nail with hearts. And I had the hearts kind of like on a slight angle. Now to absorb any extra dip liquids that may be left behind on this nail, I'm just going to gently dip it into that cupcake liner here and just press everything down. But I really love like the different elements of that background has like that really pretty foil, and then just adding those hearts I just thought was a really awesome touch. Then this nail right here, I'm just applying the dip base, and then we're going to add hearts to this nail as well, but I wanted to have them kind of like on the side going all the way up, and I wanted to use all of the colors. I think we used all the colors but the black one, because the black heart is a little bit bigger shaped than the other ones, and I do love that about it, because then you're going to be getting a lot of different dimension with the different heart shapes. But I love the different colors here of these hearts. I think they're so fun, and they lay very, very flat to the nail. So I will say I only had to apply the dip base on this nail one time to hand place these hearts on the nail. So that's also an indicator of the dry time for the dip liquids, but they laid super flat. I did not have any problems when it came to placing these hearts. I'm also using a precision tool. Then to go ahead and absorb that extra liquid here, I am dipping into clear. I always like to tap off my clear away from the jar just to make sure I am not cross-contaminating that. And then we're going to go ahead and encapsulate the rest of the glitter nails as well. I will say I did take my time applying the dip liquids to this nail right here and that other nail, just to ensure that I was getting into all those nooks and crannies, because I really wanted to protect these glitters. But I will tell you right now, I love the clear from Sundara Nails. It's a very like pure glass clear, and I love it so much. It's super finely milled as well, and it doesn't feel super grainy. Some whites can be more of like on the grainier side and kind of leave like a cloud over it until you brush it off, but this one is like really crystal, like glass clear. So again, same thing, I always like to tap off on the side, and then I'll just gently press everything down on the sidewalls as well. Then once everything's clear and encapsulated, I'm going to take a stiff brush before we activate and really just brush pretty hard on that nail, just to make sure I am brushing away any extra lingering clear powder that may be left behind. What that's going to do is that's going to make sure that once we apply that activator, that we're getting a crystal clear finish. Now, if you've ever went right in after you dipped in clear with your activator, especially with dark colors, you might notice this more on, or even some glitters, and you notice that your darks were kind of like a cloudier color, or you had areas where it looked kind of like a haze over it, or your glitters kind of looked like in sections it was like a milkier color, that would be an indication that you still have clear powder left behind. So using a stiff brush is a really good way to just make sure before you go in through activator that everything's clear. So I waited about 3 minutes before I went in with filing and buffing, and filing and buffing was a breeze. And normally I hate filing and buffing, but I don't know, I think just like the whole dip liquid, changing it up a bit from the gel method that I normally do, and then the whole like filing and buffing was actually really fun for me and kind of therapeutic in a way. And I actually enjoyed the filing and buffing. Now, right now, I'm just cleaning up the sidewalls, the free edge, reshaping ever so gently. And then I'm taking this bigger buffing block right here just to buff everything and make sure everything is laying super flat. I did not cut into any of those beautiful glitters or anything like that, but this is all I did for my filing and buffing, just cleaning up the sidewalls first, gently reshaping, and then going in with a buffing block. I always like to go in with a buffing block last just to make sure that everything, even like those sidewalls and underneath that press on, is really, really flat. All right, so the rest of the filing and buffing was done off camera here, and this is an optional step because I am going in with a a gel top coat today because I really wanted a super impactful shine with this mani, but I always like to go back in with a layer of activator even if I'm doing a gel top coat because I feel like it seals in all that filing and buffing lines, and then if any powders got disturbed during the filing and buffing, it just kind of seals it in. So total optional step, but I just feel like I get a very clean finish. If I am finishing up with a gel top coat, just go in with a layer of activator first. I did not wipe it off with a lint-free wipe after. I am just completely going in with a layer of gel top coat. This is the gentle HEMA-free top coat from Sundara Nails as well, and I am curing as we go for a full 60 seconds. Now, I personally do not experience any flaking or peeling if I go in directly with a layer of gel top coat, but if you do, you could always do a layer of gel base first, cure for 30 seconds, then go in with your top coat. Or you could also try rubber base. That's gonna definitely help prevent any chipping or flaking. I know that some people have had great results switching to the rubber base to seal in their manis. So we're just finishing up with that pinky here. And again, I am curing for 60 seconds. And then here's the finished mani. You can see we have a thermal change here. That light pink on that pinky, it is everything. It is changing really fast. And I did not have any issues with the thermal change by going in with a gel top coat. And I could not be more obsessed with how this mani turned out. I love colors, and there's just something about like the solid color that's a thermal that's just making those glitter hearts just pop, and everything is just perfect. I love it. It's definitely a fun twist on Valentine's Day. You can see here, right here, that thermal is definitely a little bit more darker. It looks really pretty on almond shapes, and no matter what shape you're rocking, this thermal is going to be everything. And again, you can get this in the trio or individually, but I really, really love how this turned out. All right, so everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. I hope you enjoyed this really fun Valentine's Day mani, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back for today's mani. We're going to be dipping in some new colors from Cosmic Nails. And now these 3 colors here are part of a new collection. We're also going to be playing with a HEMA-free gel top coat. It's like a 2-in-1 and it's like an anti-chip. So I'm super excited about that. And then before we get into these beautiful powders and see them in action, we're going to do a little bit of color blocking. So I'm just applying that tape here and then using a silicone tool to just make sure everything is laying super, super flat. So we are doing the gel method today, and I'm going to start out here by doing very thin layers of gel, and then we're going to dip directly into the cupcake liner. Now the 3 colors that we're using today are part of a new collection called Crazy Stupid Love Collection, and it's overall a really fun collection. It consists of 5 beautiful powders. You're gonna see 3 out of the 5 today. Now, I'm completely blown away by this sparkly coverage here, and it is beautiful and it's living up to its name. The name of this color right here, it's You're My Obsession, and this purple, it's everything. I really like how it has a little bit of a silver shift to it, and then I really like how it's a fine glitter mix, but yet it has like these really tiny purple different color circular glitters, which really just adds a pop more of sparkle, and it also adds a little dimension here to the nail, but I love it so much. So then we're gonna pull in this purple here to the color blocking nail, and then for the other side of this nail, we're gonna use another color called Crazy on You, and it has like this gorgeous milky white base, which you're gonna see here in action in just a few minutes. And then it also has foil pieces, a couple glitter pieces, it has heart shapes in it. So I felt like the combination of adding all those elements to a color block nail would just be kind of like the ultimate Valentine's Day nail. So kind of fun and very easy to achieve, especially when it comes to like color blocking. It's kind of like a simple way you could add some really effortless nail art. And I am using that 3M medical tape. That is the best tape that I have ever used when it came to color blocking. I know I mentioned in the past, I used to struggle miserably with color blocking until I switched to this tape. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and cure for 30 seconds. We're gonna dust off and we're gonna go in with a second layer here. So I will be honest with you, this coverage right here, it is everything. And if you really wanted to just keep it simple and you already had like built up strength on your nail, either with a poly gel, a builder gel, or even a layer of clear dip, you could easily get away with one coat. That's how amazing coverage this color is. But I really just wanted to just build up this color purple here and pick up even more sparkles. So right here you can see we picked up even more of those like smaller circular glitters, and I like how they're circle and they're not hexagon. I just really like that play in this glitter here. And then again, that pop of silver. So anytime I'm playing with glitters, especially fine glitters, I'm gonna take a lot of time here cleaning up the sidewalls with the precision tool, and I'm gonna spend a lot of time pressing everything down. I like to make sure that everything is laying as flat as can be to that nail before I move on to the next nail if I'm using dip liquids, or before I go ahead and cure. That's just something that I like to do, because in the end result I have less filing and buffing. So you can see here everything is laying super flat, like very flat to the nail. Like I'm only gonna have to clean up the sidewalls and reshape just ever so slightly. That is all I'm gonna need to do for that nail. And if you're looking for more tips and tricks on mastering the gel method, I did just do a more in-depth video strictly on the gel method alone. So if you are interested in that, I will link it at the end of this video in the cards. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into the second dip here and see the other colors in action. And then I'm gonna pop back in just a little bit.
I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. We don't have to move so fast, baby. I will show you how you can catch my vibe. And right away, got so much time looping in the blurry lights. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my
So we are diving into this beautiful combination of foils, heart-shaped glitter, and this beautiful milky base. Now the first coat, I am not too concerned that I'm not picking up a lot of the elements in this powder. I really wanted to focus on that milky white coverage, and then we can always add more foils. So that is what the coverage is going to look like with that first coat. And then the second coat, I am going to go ahead and add some even more foils to this. I will say these foils feel a little bit heavier, so you definitely can just manipulate them to get them exactly where you want them and how flat. They're not like as fragile as some foils can be. And I will say that there is no bleeding when it came to these foils as well. So that was definitely a plus, because sometimes when you're working with foils, especially purples and pinks, they tend to bleed, and I did not experience any bleeding when it came to these beautiful foils. So we're just going to continue going in here and just really building up this color. And the best part about this dip powder right here is that you can really make it your own. So you can focus on, you know, just having a little bit of that beautiful base color here, and then just a little bit of sparkle and foils, or you can build it up like we're gonna do today. So options are endless when you're playing with this beautiful powder, because you're gonna be able to create a lot of different looks. You can also pull pieces from this dip powder like that heart and place it on that glitter nail or a salad nail. And you can also do the same thing vice versa by implementing foils on other nails. But overall, so fun. So I am going to take my time here just to make sure everything is laying super, super flat. And then I will go ahead and cure. I treat the same way of this application, the same way I did with the glitters as I'm doing with this foil. Now this heart right here really wasn't hanging on to anything. So I was like, okay, after I pressed it down, it completely came off. So I was like, you know what? We'll add more to that nail at a later time. So do not be intimidated by any of those bigger pieces if they fall off. That is definitely natural when you are dipping into that first coat. So we cured, and I will say I really like the simplicity of this color with like the sparse effect of the foils and the glitter pieces. I like it both ways. So now what I'm doing here is I'm applying a layer of gel base, and then I'm gonna go directly into that cupcake liner. Now, if you want more foils or glitter pieces to that surface, you can always shimmy that cupcake liner up, and then you're gonna pull more of those elements up to the surface. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and make sure all these little foil pieces and glitters are laying as flat as can be on this nail. And I really like these foils. There's just something about them. If you played with foils before, you're definitely gonna be able to tell that these are a thicker quality, which I really like that. Also, you know how we have like the bigger pieces of foil? If you don't like that, you can go ahead and take an orange wood stick or a precision tool, and you can gently break those apart before curing. All right, now before curing, I know, I am taking gel base here, and I'm ever so delicately hovering over that nail to apply that gel base. And I'm gonna add even more foil pieces and hearts. I found that it was easier to do it this way than to go ahead and add a whole layer of gel base. And then, in my opinion, I was going to be adding some more bulk, and I did not want to do that. So I really wanted to reduce the bulk on this nail. So that's why I just hand placed a little bit of dip base that was on this uncured nail and placed the individual foils this way. Again, you can cure it first, then go in with your base, whatever you feel more comfortable with. But since these foils were a heavier foil and everything was laying super flat, I felt confident and comfortable applying that gel base to that uncured nail. So I'm focusing on a lot of different things. You can see here I added one of those adorable heart glitters that, by the way, those heart glitters are super flat to the nail as well. And then I'm adding some smaller glitter pieces as well. I'm kind of separating some of those foils that were bigger on the nail just to give it some more dimension. And I'm also going to continue to add foils to this nail. So options are definitely endless when it comes to this beautiful powder, because you can really get as crazy as you want when it comes to adding different things to this nail. And then throughout the placement, I am just going to gently press everything down just to make sure everything is laying super flat. All right, so let's dive back into this mani here, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find the light in your soul, I'll be there.
All right, so we're just finishing up the hand placement here of all the different pieces to this nail, and I did the rest of the placement on that pinky nail and the filing and buffing off camera to save time. Now we're going in to this really awesome product from Cosmic Nails. It's HEMA free and it's a 2-in-1, so you don't have to do the layer of gel base first. You can just go directly in with this top coat, and it is an anti-chip top coat as well, so I am super excited about it. Plus it's HEMA free. And I love the brush. It's clear bristles and it's just gliding over that nail ever so awesome. I love a clear brush, and it's also a little bit of a thicker consistency, which is really going to protect and seal in this mani. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to do the rest of the top coat off camera, and here's the finished mani. I love this mani so much. Everything about it just screams Valentine's Day. I like how there's no red in here either, how we really just focused on some really awesome purple tones, and then we threw in some pink as well. But overall, I could not be more excited on how this mani turned out. I really like that beautiful foil and then the heart-shaped pieces as well. It just totally tied in the Valentine's Day look, and this mani was overall super easy to achieve, even though I did spend a lot of time really just pressing everything down, making sure everything was super flat, and then adding a whole bunch of foil and glitter pieces. Everything just turned out perfectly. So overall, I could not be more excited about how well this mani turned out and the color scheme. So everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. And if you're looking to grab any of these really awesome Valentine's Day colors from Cosmic Nails or anything else from Cosmic Nails, don't forget you can always use code Mallory10 at checkout to save on your purchases. So I hope you enjoyed this Valentine's Day mani. Stay tuned. We will be doing more Valentine's Day manis here on my channel in the next coming week, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into some new colors from Maniology Beauty. Now the best part about these colors is that it is part of a True Love collection, and it is a trio, but you can also get these colors individually, which is amazing. So right now we're going to start off, this is going to be our accent nail, and we're going to add some color blocking to our accent nail today. And we're going to tie in all three colors on this one nail. So this nail is going to be kind of like the star of our show. Even though we are using some amazing colors today, we are fairly keeping this mani very simple. So you're going to be able to see all these colors in action and get a really good idea if these colors are going to be something that you gravitate towards, and you're going to be able to see them in action with the gel method today. So we are using gels. Right now we are using the base, which is also from Maniology Beauty. So we are diving into the first color here, which it is beautiful. It screams Valentine's Day. Now the best part about all these colors is that even though they are geared towards Valentine's Day, you could honestly rock these any time of the year. Plus, I feel like Ooh La La is perfect for like spring break that's coming up. You could pair it with like a really bright orange. Orange Crush from Maniology Beauty would be fantastic. Also, this would look awesome paired with Blue Hawaiian, which is a really vibrant blue, which is almost kind of like a neon blue. I feel like that would be an awesome pairing. And also, Ooh La La glows in the dark, which I find that glow-in-the-dark dip powders are fantastic, but the Maniology Beauty glows are amazing. If you haven't tried a glow yet from Maniology Beauty, definitely pick one up and add one to your cart, your next Mac and Beauty order, because let me tell you, the glows are unreal and they glow like long lasting. So I'll be sleeping in the middle of the night and I can still see like that subtle faint glow. And I just love that about a glow dip powder because you kind of have like the best of both worlds and you kind of have like a mani at night, if that makes sense. I don't know. I like glows in the dark. To each their own, but I really can appreciate this color right here. And it is a bright pink, but yet it has a really subtle shimmer to it, so it's not a complete solid. And that's going to be the same way with Heart on Fire. It's a beautiful, like subtle shimmer, which I really like that, especially in a red because they are a little bit more forgiving formula and it's not like a pure solid. So then you're not going to get all that staining and that cuticle line. Plus a shimmer is going to give you like this flawless nail look. So if you have any imperfections on your nails, it's overall going to give you a really awesome flawless coverage. It kind of hides any imperfections. So after we cured for 30 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and just remove this tape here. I'm using the normal color blocking tape that I love. It's that 3M medical tape here. And now I'm just going to go ahead and peel that off here. And then the line is already super straight. I just want to clean it up just a little bit. It's basically preference. This is a total optional step here. But I just find just gently, ever so lightly, filing that line down here just makes it for more of like a smoother transition in between the colors here. And I'm just crisping up that line just ever so lightly. And then we're going to move on to the glitter right away. Now for the glitter here, it is called Better Together, and you're going to see that here in action in just a little bit here, but I just wanted just like a separation of glitter in between the two like beautiful Ooh La La color and Heart of Fire. I just wanted a little bit of sparkle to kind of just separate those two colors. Plus, Better Together, it's a really fun glitter. This one right here, it screams Valentine's Day in my opinion. It has like this beautiful, almost like a purple lavender base, but it's a very sheer, almost like a sea glass. And then it has a mixture of these beautiful reds, pinks, and then these purple glitters. But these purple glitters are just like this lavender, and there's like, they look small, these glitters, but there's also even smaller ones in here. So it's a great combination. Plus it's going to give you a lot of dimension on the nail. So right now, after we dipped into that cupcake liner, I'm just gently pressing everything down ever so lightly. And then once everything is completely flat, I'm going to move on to the next nail. But I always like to spend some time making sure all those glitters are completely flat before moving on, because once you cure, that's how those glitters are going to stay. So now I'm carefully applying that gel base in between the tape and that beautiful pink that we applied. But instead of dipping directly into the cupcake liner, I'm going to go ahead and use this little cuticle tool, and I'm going to hand place all the glitter in this line. It did take a little bit to do, but I really like the outcome of it because it almost kind of looked like I had a color blocking nail sticker that was glitter. So I really like the effect of it versus dipping into the cupcake liner and then picking up some of that acrylic powder that's mixed in there. I really just wanted to focus on the glitters themselves to just give it more of like a more detailed art kind of look, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and continue hand placing some of the glitter here, and then we're going to dive into Heart on Fire. So let's get into these beautiful colors and see them in action, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit.
Nobody told me to settle down. Day nights and late nights don't get around. But there's something about you I like. About you I like. You're crazy for saying I should slow down, but maybe I'm escaping the love we found. There's something about you I like. About you I like. I get too drunk scared to settle down. There'd be many nights I got too high and almost left town. But there's something about you, something about you I like, about you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better, nobody loves me better. Too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better, yeah. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better, nobody loves me better. I might go too fast, I don't care about those limits, 'cause I want this to last like nothing ever lasts before. I might go too fast, but suddenly I feel so rich. No, I don't know nothing. Oh, I can't let this slip, no. I gotta seize the moment. Have you even noticed? Are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me? I'm having a hard time not doing anything other than thinking about you. So are you thinking about me? 'Cause I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. Don't wanna go fast, 'cause I know that people get scared sometimes. Hope it's not this time, 'cause I might go too fast. Suddenly I feel so rich. No, I don't know nothing. Oh, I can't let this slip, no. I gotta seize the moment. Have you even noticed? Are you thinking about me? Are you thinking about me? I'm having a hard time not doing anything other than thinking about you. So are you thinking about me? 'Cause I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. I know he's just mad, but it feels like I know you.
Alright, so let's dive into some filing and buffing. So filing and buffing, it's going to be fairly simple. It's going to be my normal filing and buffing when it comes to making press-ons. Since everything is laying so flat, I'm just ever so slightly cleaning up the sidewalls and the free edge and then just gently reshaping just a little bit. But that is all I needed to do when it came to filing and buffing on all the nails because everything was laying so flat. So then to seal on this mani, we're going to do a layer of gel base on all the nails and cure for 30 seconds. And then we're going to go in with one of my favorite top coats. This is the Extreme Shine No Wipe Top Coat from Madkin Beauty. and it definitely lives up to its name. It is a very extreme shine finish. So I'm going to apply that to all the nails, cure for 60 seconds, and here's our finished mani. It's a very simple, but yet we have that color blocking to kind of give us a little bit of accent nail here. And then I really like how that middle nail is a complete sparkle. That glitter, it is everything, and I really like how it is the smaller glitters, and then it has even tinier glitters mixed in, and then there's just something about adding that pop of purple in this glitter that just like totally ties in this Valentine's Day look. I will say Heart of Fire and Ooh La La are really awesome colors. They're great colors to add your collection. I had very minimal staining on my brush. I did wipe off my brush when I would go in with a second coat with a paper towel, just to preserve my liquids. So it doesn't matter if you're using gel or dip liquids, always practice wiping off your brushes before you stick them into the bottle, especially when you are brushing over any powder, just to keep the longevity of them. But I really, really enjoyed playing with these powders, and these powders worked phenomenal with the gel method as well. Sometimes reds or dark pinks will tend to pull in some like shadowing. You'll see some darkening or splotchiness to them. These worked fantastic with the gel method. All right, so everything that we did use in today's mani can be found in that description box below. If these colors are not your cup of tea, head over to Mannequin Beauty. There are tons of colors that Mannequin Beauty has to offer. You're definitely going to find something that catches your eye, and I'll see you all in the next one.